Well, hello Morenci. So today we're going to be looking at an interesting special order project, a Gaga ball pit. Now, Gaga ball is apparently a arena style or pit style version of dodgeball, and it is played in an octagon shaped pit. And I am terrible at drawing octagons, but we're going to go ahead and try anyway. So here we go. This is sort of a rough sketch. Ooh, and it's not quite even. Anyway, this is going to be our Gaga ball pit. Now we are going to be doing some math to figure out how much this is going to cost so we can build it for the middle school here. Alright, so Gaga ball pit. Now the Gaga ball pit is made out of 8-foot sections of material, 2x12s in particular. But if you don't have 2x12s, 2x6s doubled up will work just fine. So this is an 8-foot section right there. And let's go ahead and draw a panel in both configurations. So I'll go ahead and draw one in the 2x12 option, and then we'll do one in the 2x6 option. Okay. More or less 12 inches. Actually, probably more like 11.5 inches. But we'll call this 12. So this thing is going to stand about 3 feet tall. And I apologize, we should be doing this in big broad ink here. There we go. So 12 inches and for 3 of these stacked up for a total of 3 foot. And then over the top of that we have 3 verticals here that sort of support the whole thing. And these are going to be made out of 1x6 or 2x6s. I should really just leave this uncapped. Okay, so this is our 2x12 option. And then we have an option for 2x6s, which is going to require us to use twice as much lumber or twice as many boards, but they'll be thinner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. That'll work. All right. So again, this is 3 feet tall, more or less. And each one of these are 6 inches tall, more or less. Boom. Okay, so there we go. So here's our basics. So I was looking at Home Depot, and Home Depot gave me some prices. Here they are. We're going to refer to these in a second, so I'll just put these off to the side for now. If we're going to build one of these, we're going to need 3 2x12s per side. So 3 times 8 is 24. Let's go ahead and label this off, 24. This is our 2x12 option. We're going to 24 2x12s. And then if this is 3 foot, let's assume that we can get 2 verticals out of each 2x8 or 2x6 we're going to get. So 3 times 8 is again 24. So we need 12 2x6s because we can get 2 verticals out of 1 board in this case. So 24 2x12s, 12 2x6s. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. And of course, we're going to look at this all in pine. So that's going to be 24 at 1127 and 12 at 621. This is for pine. The reason we're looking at pine here is because 2x12s only come in pine, or at least at the store I'm at. So let's go ahead and pull out our calculator and see what this is roughly going to cost. And then we'll toss in the cost of paint, because if we're going to use pine, we have to paint things really, really well. So 24 times 11.27 is going to equal $270 plus 12 times 6.21 equals $345. All right, 345 bucks. Plus, we're going to add in $137 of paint. And that is going to equal a grand total of $482. Okay, so 500 bucks for a dodgeball arena, an outdoor one. That's actually not too bad. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what would happen if we were to use redwood or pressure treated and maybe got rid of the paint. So if we're going to use pressure treated or redwood lumber, the closest we're going to be able to get to the 2x12 option is to double up our 2x6s. So instead of being, let's go ahead and so instead of being a grand total of 24 2x12s, we would actually need 48 plus 12. It's going to be 60. Holy cow, 60. 2x6s of whatever lumber we want to use. So we'll just go ahead and run that for our 3 different options. We'll do red, PT for pressure treated, and a pine. And let's go ahead and take a look at that again. No, we don't need that. All right, so 60 times $11.67 is going to equal 720 cents for redwood. 60 times 8.17 is going to equal 490.20 cents for pressure treated. And then we have 60 times 6.21 is $372, but that's the price for pine, which means we have to use paint. plus 1 to 37, and that's going to come out to 509.60. Okay. Now, the other thing we need to worry about here is on the angles. We're going to need some sort of angle bracket. That type of thing, honestly, we could probably just pound out of some steel here at the shop. I've got a couple guys who really like to use the forge, and so we could make a couple of angle brackets that would work out fine. So I'm pretty sure we can make this out of scrap steel. The other option that is recommended are 4-inch hinges. You'd put a 4-inch hinge here and here, and that would work as well. I'm not a fan of it because hinges aren't designed to do that type of work in the first place, so I would prefer to pounding something out and drilling it and making it a good solid bracket. The only other thing we need to mention here is that our edges of our boards are actually going to be beveled at an angle of 22.5 degrees. And this will allow the angles of our boards to come together into that perfect 180 degree octagon shape. So anyway, this has been an idea of how to build a Gaga ball pit with math for prices on how to do it. If you happen to have a guy who knows how to do steel work, this part over here isn't too bad. If not, then you're either going to go spend probably an additional 5, 1, 2, 3. There are 8 corners. 16 times 5 is like $80, I think, for hardware. So looking at either 800, 570, or close enough to 600 to not matter. $600 for this thing, but actually for what you're getting, an outdoor play set, it's actually not a bad price. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. And of course, leave more comments and notes in the section below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.